Mar, this is our first episode. Make the intro good or people aren't going to listen.
Wow, I wasn't.
No pressure.
Well, hello and welcome to an inaugural edition of the Three Run Homies podcast. My name's Mark Austin, and I am a St. Louis Cardinals fan based out of St. Louis, Missouri. I am joined with fellow St. Louis Cardinals fan, Mr. David Applebaum.
That is me.
And our rival who has moved away, Nick, the Cubs fan. How are you, gentlemen?
I am well. I'm sorry that I moved away. I'm not sorry I'm a Cubs fan, though. I do miss you guys sometimes.
That's good. We miss you as well.
I don't miss the cold.
That's true. It snowed here today.
Yeah, it's supposed to be single digits tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, it was 87 here today.
Snow doesn't really set the tone for a baseball podcast, but here we are.
Also, I'm in Florida. That probably wasn't clear to everybody.
That does set the tone for a baseball podcast because you are near so many teams right now.
Oh, that is true, isn't it?
Approximately half.
Spring training. Are you going to any games? Have you been to a spring training game since you moved down there?
I've been to a couple here. I've been to a couple Braves games because they're 5 minutes away. I actually went to a Cardinal spring training game 2 or 3 years ago in Jupiter.
That's pretty cool. I have never done that, and I've always wanted to.
It was all right. It was hot.
I've been to one. I don't think they were in Jupiter at the time because I was in probably third grade, I think. So wherever they were,
St. Petersburg?
yeah, it was on a trip. You know, we went to Disney World and all that stuff when I was in third grade, and you know, it was cool. The weather was nice.
What was your favorite ride at Disney World?
Oh, back then, I don't know. It's been too long.
What's your favorite ride now?
That Avatar ride.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
It's pretty awesome. One thing I do remember from that trip is we went to the broadcaster's booth where Mike Shannon was and said we were from St. Louis, and they were like, write your name down on a piece of paper. We'll say that you're here. And on the broadcast, they said all of our names.
That's pretty cool.
Did you get to meet Mike Shannon?
I did not. No.
Did you see him?
He's probably at a bar.
I'm sure I probably did, but back then I didn't probably recognize him anyways, so.
Do you think a lot of people there weren't from St. Louis?
I don't know. There probably weren't a lot of people that went up to the booth and said, hey, we're from St. Louis.
Did you get the feeling that the name on the paper and the call out was contingent upon you being from St. Louis, or was that just...
Yeah, if you had been from like Delaware, would they have still done it?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go to a spring training game now and go up to the booth and let them know where I'm from and see if they'll put my name on the broadcast.
So I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, cool.
Good for you, man. Get out of my face.
See ya.
Probably don't do that in your Cubs shirt.
Actually, when I went to the game in Jupiter, I was wearing a Daytona Cubs hat, but I had a St. Louis shirt on, or someplace in St. Louis that somebody recognized. They're like, oh, I went there growing up, and you're wearing a Cubs hat. And yeah, that's the end of the story.
I think there's more.
No, there really wasn't. I don't know why I told it. I wish I hadn't.
But you did.
There's not more?
No.
Can you make more?
Yeah. And then I said, that's correct.
Now I think I'm ready for it to be done.
Yeah, this is not going well.
I've never been to spring training, but I've been down to, like I said, St. Petersburg, and that was when I saw, what you guys know is just my favorite stadium in all of Major League Baseball, Tropicana Field.
Mm-hmm.
A classic.
The worst baseball stadium maybe ever.
Have you seen a game there?
Yeah, yep. I saw 2 Cardinals games there. I don't know that it's the worst baseball stadium ever. That might be the Metrodome.
I don't know. I saw a game at Tropicana Field, and you had just had so much negative things to say about it. I think maybe it couldn't live up to your hype of badness, and I didn't think it was it wasn't great. By no means was it good, but I didn't think it was so terrible.
Yeah, there are features there that aren't bad. Like they have a cool food court, and then you can obviously like go pet the Rays. Did you do that? Did you pet the Rays?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I wish I had.
Is it better or worse than the Edward Jones Dome?
Well, it's different. I mean, the Jones Dome's for...
No, I mean, I know that they're for different sports, but...
Edward Jones Dome was probably a little cleaner feeling. It felt cleaner.
Yeah.
Tropicana Field kind of just felt a little dirty.
I do not think of clean when I think of Edward Jones Dome.
Also, Edward Jones Dome, where the Rams used to play.
Until they didn't.
This is a baseball podcast, though.
So in that case, we should say that Tropicana Field is better because it's a baseball stadium.
Oh, there you go. I've been in spring training a couple times in Arizona. Like back in high school, I went to see the Cubs 2 or 3 times. I don't know. I'm just not a big spring training fan. I find it kind of boring.
I think it'd be cool for autographs. Did you get any autographs when you went?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, for sure. Nobody big like you guys might know. He pitched for the Cardinals. Jeff Fasero. Do you remember him?
I do not remember him.
I don't either.
He probably was on the Cardinals around 2004 or 5-ish, maybe.
I feel like if he was on one of those teams, I'd remember him.
He's a relief pitcher.
It's possible he was on them in 04, 05. I just don't remember. But
We can look that up and find out. 2002. In 2002, he actually was on the Cubs and the Cardinals.
He had a long career, man. 16 years.
I got his autograph anyway. And then I got the autograph of a guy named Bobby Hill, who I don't know if he ever made. He was like supposed to be the Cubs, future star.
doesn't sound like things panned out for old Bobby Hill.
I don't think they did. He made his MLB debut May 10th, 2002 for the Cubs, and made his last MLB appearance July 20th, 2005 for the Pirates.
That is not as long of a career.
Career batting average 262 with 6 home runs, 58 RBIs. But yeah, he was supposed to be the future star.
Oh, this is Bobby Hill. I thought we were talking about the pitch. I was like, 262 with 6 home runs is not bad for a pitcher.
Jeff Fasero, right? Fasero?
I have no memory of him.
Career accomplishments, 16 years in the bigs.
Yeah, good for him.
He had a career WAR of 23.8. Not bad for a relief pitcher.
I remember he was very good on the Cubs, and I think when he got to the Cardinals, he wasn't.
Career accomplishments, one signed autograph for Nick Young.
Yeah, I still have the ball somewhere.
I'm sure that somewhere would mean a lot to him.
Nick, I have your autograph somewhere on an orange soda bottle.
Do you really?
Yeah, somewhere.
I used to autograph a lot of random things and give them to people.
I've never gotten anything.
I do that less now.
I think Jeff Fasero's coaching now.
What's he coaching?
Friend of the show, Jeff Fasero.
Yeah, I worry we're spending too much time on Jeff Fasero for our first episode.
I don't know that we're spending enough time on Jeff Fasero.
This is 3 Run Homies podcast, episode 1. Jeff Fasero.
The word is one of us is mispronouncing his name. Who? Don't know.
Doesn't matter.
That's minimum one of us. We could all be getting it wrong.
If anybody listening to this, if there's anybody listening to this, remembers Jeff Fasero on either the Cubs or the Cardinals.
Tweet us.
Jeff, yeah, and Jeff, if you're listening, tweet us. We'd love to have you on the show.
That's right. We should give was it at 3 Run Homies, the word 3 Run Homies.
Yep.
On Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
That's absolutely right.
We should have all taken pictures of ourselves during our first podcast and put it on our various social media.
Not too late.
I'm going to take mine in 3, 2, 1.
This is riveting podcast material.
Well, give the people what they want. And if they don't know what they want, give them this.
A stack of books behind me in the picture. I'm just looking and making sure there's nothing embarrassing.
What are the books?
The one I can see says Dog Bible, which I don't even know what that book is.
Do you have a favorite Dog Bible passage?
Woof, 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 arf, arf.
Sparky 316. I know it.
The Dog Bibles would be a good minor league team name.
Oh, that'd be great. Where would they play out of?
Bethlehem? That was the first thing that popped into my head.
The Bethlehem Dog Bibles.
Is there a Bethlehem? I bet there's a Bethlehem somewhere in the USA.
Yeah, there is. It's I think there's one in like Pennsylvania or
there is Bethlehem,
Virginia.
PA.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's somewhere over there.
A-ball affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's like a dog with like an eye patch because it's affiliated with the Pirates. But then he's got a Bible in his mouth.
You should do a mock-up of that logo. We could slap it on T-shirts.
Do you guys think the Pirates will be in last place this year?
I would bet so. I think another team has to have a pretty bad season to not.
They were decent last year. They hung around for a long time.
Yeah, did they finish above 500 last year?
I don't know. Good question. They finished ahead of the Reds, which isn't saying much.
How good do you think the Reds will the Reds finish above 500 this year?
My guess is no.
Yes. I would say they do.
Yeah, they got Yasiel now.
You think the Reds are going to win 81 games?
I kind of think they do. Yeah. I think it's a big old crunch at the top of the National League Central.
That's like 10 games away from a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think fourth and first place is probably like 10 games difference.
Who's going to pitch? Who's going to pitch them there?
Well, they've got Tanner Roark now. If Sonny
Tanner
Gray.
Roark's on the Reds now?
Uh-huh. He got traded.
Did that just happen?
At the beginning of the offseason, I think.
Oh.
I think that was even before the Patrick Corbin deal.
I met Tanner Roark's brother.
I did too.
Oh, you were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a cool guy.
He was. His brother had just pitched that day.
Yes, and he pitched a great game, and then the bullpen blew it for him. Thank God. And then the Cubs won.
Bryce Harper walked 7 times that day.
That's right. That's an MLB record. He reached base 7 times without an official at bat.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts.
Pittsburgh was 82-79 last year. They were over 500. And Cincinnati was 67-95.
I mean, the Pirates just haven't done anything to get better. And I feel like the Reds have done a pretty significant amount to get better.
So you think the Pirates and the Reds flip-flop this year?
I would say so.
So who wins the division?
That is the almighty question. I will say I don't think it's going to be the Brewers.
I don't think it's going to be the Brewers either.
Did the Cardinals do enough to take back the top of the division?
I think the division is decided by Cubs pitching.
True.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
The Cubs had a lot of injuries from pitchers last year, and they still won 95 games.
But I think that the Cardinals can win 95 this year.
That's a lot of games, though. I mean, because the Cubs basically have the same team with now healthy pitching. In fact, they don't. The first month, they're not going to have their closer. Brandon Morrow is...
Fangraphs thinks that the Cubs are an 88-win team.
That's not very many. But is that because the rest of the division is so good?
I don't know. They're projected to win the division, though.
With 88 games?
With 88 wins, yep. The Cards have 85. Brewers have 83. The Reds, I kid you not, are projected to go 81-81. And then the Pirates are below that at like 79.
Yeah, I don't think a team in the division gets 95 wins this year.
Even 79 wins for the last place team is a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So what do you think the spread is in the division from top to bottom? That's like 9 games. Do you think? I feel like I'd take the over.
I think it's over. From the 5th place to 1st place, yeah, I think it's more than 9.
Less than 20. I'll go with less than 20.
I was going to say maybe like 15.
Yeah, I'd also go less than 20.
I think it's going to be a very stressful season in the standings.
Yeah, I think 90 wins could get you the division.
It's going to be a lot of flip-flopping.
Who would be on each NL Central team? What would be the worst injury?
Cardinals, Paul Goldschmidt, no question.
See, do you think so, or do you think it'd be Molina?
Oh, I think it's Goldschmidt.
Molina missed quite a bit of last year, didn't he? He had that surgery.
Yeah, he missed, like 2 months?
They still won 88 games.
We know what the Cardinals do when Molina goes down. If Goldschmidt's not there, how is this team any better than last year?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but last year's team wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but I feel like most of this fan base hopes rest on that man's shoulders. And a lot of the younger guys continued development, but if you had to peg it on one guy, for me, it's Goldschmidt on the Cardinals. Nick, who would you say is the fall guy on the Cubs?
John Lester, maybe?
Okay.
It's got to be, I would think it would be because both Rizzo and Bryant missed parts of last year. I mean, and either one of those guys out of the lineup is big, but they just have so many guys that can fill in.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be tough to lose Baez, too.
Oh, that's a good one. Especially if there's no Addison Russell this year, which still remains to be seen.
Yeah.
What's the latest with him, with Addison?
He's playing spring training games, but there's no guarantee he'll make the team. He's still got like a month left on his suspension. I don't really know. That's just a weird situation. It's
hard when guys you cheer for do awful things.
Well, yeah. Not only that, but just like from the Cubs standpoint, you gotta you gotta make an example. But
well, yeah, it's PR versus the performance you can get out of the player, right? Which one is playing this guy worth taking the PR hit of?
And there's always, when somebody does something like what he did, there's no matter leaving him even this long, you're always going to take a PR hit. But
right, yeah, not getting rid of him the second that came out is taking a risk from a PR perspective.
But like if he's actually seeking the help and trying to make a change, I don't know. That's where it gets tricky, I guess.
Right.
I honestly don't know like what you're supposed to do in that situation.
Well, you could also apparently be in that situation when you're an owner.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
Have you seen that video?
Yeah, so there's a video, a TMZ video, the source for everything, of the Giants owner, whose name's eluding me right now, basically like just ripping a phone from his wife's hands while she's like screaming, and she falls over, and it just doesn't look good.
Larry Bear. Baer. I assume that's pronounced bear.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Apparently, MLB can apply its policies to front office people as well.
Oh, they can suspend him?
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, though, because obviously he's not getting a game paycheck, right? He's writing them.
Right.
Most irreplaceable Brewers players got to be Christian Yelich, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
I feel like that one's maybe the easiest one.
Reds is Reds still Joey Votto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Joey Votto.
Pirates?
Pirates is probably either Chris Archer or Corey Dickerson.
The Pirates is their stadium.
Have you been to that one?
I have. It's the best.
What about Harrison? What's his first name? Josh?
Is he still? I don't know that he's still in the Pirates.
Oh, no, he's on the Tigers now.
If you got traded from the Pirates to the Tigers, would you care? Well, still in the big leagues, I guess would be my thought.
Yeah, I guess it depends on which uniform do you like better. They both have nice stadiums.
They both have nice uniforms, too. Those are classic uniforms.
Yeah, both of those are.
But the Pirates do have to wear those throwbacks with the black pants, which are awful.
The yellow ones?
The yellow jersey with the black pants and that goofy hat.
I'm still not looking. I forgot until just now that the Cardinals are going to wear that blue alternate road uniform.
Yeah.
I don't know that I feel like that's just too much.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Make a blue jersey, but then make it just with the Cardinals on it.
Yeah, make it look like it did in the 80s.
Yeah, there's nothing. That's a cool jersey.
Just replicate that.
What do they do differently?
It's like the new St. Louis Sunday jersey or Saturday jersey or whatever that says St. Louis.
Oh.
It's that exact jersey, just blue.
Oh, I see it. It's got the piping down the.
Yeah,
piping
I don't
looks
like the
nice.
piping either.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too much for me.
Are they gonna wear blue pants with it?
Yes.
I would assume so.
Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one.
It's not good.
Most people I've spoken to are in favor of it.
I think any time something new comes out for any team, there's going to be a large number of people who are excited no matter what until the novelty wears off, and then you'll see if people really like it or not.
I mean, I'm all for trying new things. I'm not like a hardcore traditionalist. We got to play by the rule book kind of a thing. I just don't care for it.
I think maybe people don't realize they're going to wear blue pants as well.
Yeah, what pants would you want? Gray? It's on the road.
If it was gray or
I don't know.
white, yeah, I think it might look worse than if it was with blue pants.
It's just blue pants don't look good. Colored pants never look good.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to sell a bunch of them, so why not?
They are. That's probably why they're doing it.
Then you got the Reds who are going to have, 15 throwbacks this year? Oh, did you see all the teams? Because this is, the 150th year of Major League Baseball? They're all going to have a patch on their sleeve.
I did not see that.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that yet either.
It's small. It's pretty subtle, but... And I think on opening day, they're all going to have a patch on their hat as well.
How do you guys feel about alternate jersey days in general? Like throwback days or...
I'm not a big fan of throwbacks, personally, unless it's the Diamondbacks, because they have the best throwbacks in baseball, and they should just keep those. Kind of like the Blue Jays just went back to their old uniform. I like the Cubs alternate blue jersey, but I don't know how they decide to wear it. They just wear it randomly. It used to be the starting pitcher would pick what jersey you're wearing. So I don't know how they do it now, because they only wear the blue on the road sometimes.
I'm cool with alternates and stuff. I do feel like it's when the Reds have 15 or whatever their number is. That's probably a little excessive. But I think a handful of games or weekends out of the year that they do something like that, I'm okay with.
I generally like them. Who do you think has the worst jersey in baseball without like as their regular?
Diamondbacks.
Even over the Marlins?
Like, without question.
New Marlins, I don't think looks too bad.
Even the old Marlins, the one they just replaced, I liked way better than the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I think it's Diamondbacks by a long shot. Do you guys see the Padres are going back to the Browns in a couple years? The old Padre Browns.
I might change my last answer to the Padres then.
Oh, really? I like the Padre Brown colors. And then it gives us another team in baseball that isn't blue or red. I like any team that has something that kind of separates themselves, in terms of their color scheme. I like the Rockies. I thought the Diamondbacks had an awesome color scheme when they had the greens and the purples.
That's actually why they changed, was because there's two purple teams in the division, and people on TV thought it was confusing.
It's dumb.
What's confusing about it?
I don't know. That's just when I watched a video on them talking about why they changed.
So now when they play like half the league that's red. That makes it easier.
I don't know.
Plus, the Rockies were only around, what, like 4, 5, 6 years longer than the Diamondbacks?
Oh, yeah, 5 years. The Rockies came into the league in 93 and the Diamondbacks were 98.
Who do they think they are, pushing people around with their purple colors?
I don't know. They called it first. They dibsed it.
That's true. I guess if you call dibs, it's kind of...
What can you do?
It's done at that point.
They dibsed purple.
It's probably a phone call where the Diamondbacks called or got a call from the Rockies, just said, hey, I don't know if you knew this, kind of awkward, but you guys have been wearing those purple jerseys. And I thought they were going to tell you, but I guess they didn't, but we had dibs. And then I see the Diamondbacks guy being really professional and just saying, oh, you know what, man? You're right. I do remember seeing that on an inter-office memo. We'll get it fixed.
Props to the Diamondbacks. Not everybody honors dibs.
Maybe the uniforms they chose were their punishment.
I think that the Diamondbacks are probably also the type of organization that honors seat checks, too.
Yeah, I've never met anybody that honors dibs that doesn't honor seat checks. I mean, it's kind of hand in hand.
I'll bet the Diamondbacks, after they fart, they yell safety.
What does that mean?
Oh my God. If back in the day, if you fart, somebody could hit you unless you yelled safety.
I remember this.
Like the person who farted had to yell safety? Or everybody?
No, the person who farted said safety, otherwise your friend could hit you.
Do you think the Diamondbacks otherwise hit people, though, when they pass gas?
Yeah, if they don't call safety.
What teams do you think would play all these games? Each team can only play one game. Which team plays bloody knuckles?
The Dodgers.
Yeah, I'll go the Dodgers as well.
Which team does the thing where you take like a soda can and you flip up the tab and then you flick it back and forth until it flies off? Did you ever play that game?
Red Sox.
Like you'd take.
Yeah, the Red Sox.
And which team does the fart and safety?
The Cubs. Who's going to win MVP?
Bryce Harper.
You really think so?
I have no idea.
I hope
Probably not.
I could see Machado winning MVP. Are the Dodgers even remotely worried at all?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I mean, the Rockies maybe, but other than that...
The Dodgers got off to a horrible start last year, if you don't remember.
Yeah, I remember people on the national radio were like, they should just start trading guys away. I mean, it's just not going to happen this year.
Yeah, they didn't really pick it up until after the All-Star break, I don't think.
I wonder if Dave Roberts is a good manager.
Been in the World Series 2 years in a row. That's not that means...
Yeah, been in the NLCS 3 years.
Not that makes you a good manager, but it doesn't make you a bad manager.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mike Matheny made a World Series.
Right.
Terry Francona, he's a good manager.
He's an amazing postseason manager.
Yeah.
He might be the best postseason manager I can think of.
Joe Torre.
La Russa wasn't bad. What was that year? He made 8 million pitching changes in the year that they won.
2011.
Yeah.
Right?
Third inning, better bring in Octavio Dotel.
Well, that was the year other than Carpenter, all the starters were awful.
Yeah, Wainwright was hurt.
Didn't Wainwright pitch in relief that year or the end of the postseason?
That was 2006.
There was one year, 2015, I think was the year he tore his Achilles, and I think he came back.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think he came back at the end of that season, pitched out of the bullpen. But yeah, no, 2011 he was out because that was Tommy John. He was out all year.
And then was Carpenter out in 2006?
I don't know. I know Carpenter was out in 2012.
And then you guys just lost a pitcher, didn't you, this year?
Martinez is hurt, but I don't think he's out.
Yeah, he's not.
I was going to say, maybe you guys should lose more pitchers each season because you seem to
win the World
do
Series.
very well when that happens. All right, so the Dodgers, we assume, will win the West. Who wins the East?
The Braves.
Really?
I think so. They won last year, didn't they?
They did. I'm going to pick the Phillies.
What other moves did the Phillies make besides Bryce Harper?
A lot.
Andrew McCutchen, David Robertson. They traded for Gene Segura, JT Realmuto.
I mean, it also depends on how well they get along. I mean, it happened to the Angels a few years ago when they had that amazing team, and sometimes
the Padres did that. The Marlins did that one year where they just brought in a bunch of guys and it just didn't work out.
Sometimes they just don't click.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that'll be a good race, though.
Yeah, I think the top of that division will be.
I don't know. I kind of thought the Braves were more of a fluke team last year because every now and again you just get one of those teams that is good and you're like, what?
I think they're just early. I think this was kind of the year they were looking at really competing and they just got hot. So it could be either of them. And then the Nationals really aren't bad.
Yeah, the Nationals could be good too.
You could say they got better, even though they lost Harper. And then the Mets made some moves, too.
Is there a team that underperforms year in, year out better than the Nationals?
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
Not with regularity.
how many times do they get picked to win the division and then not do it?
Or even if they do, just can't get out of the first round of the playoffs.
Including being up 6-0 and deciding games.
I feel like that has happened to them a couple times where they've been favored to win and didn't do anything.
I mean, probably the last 5 years they've been favored to win.
And their pitching's insane.
Well, yeah, especially now, after Corbin.
Corbin, Scherzer, Strasburg. Yeah, they could win. Definitely.
All right, how about the American League? How close will the Yankees Red Sox? I mean, that's just gonna be, both those teams are gonna be stupid.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees win the division.
I think the Yankees win the division this year.
Yeah, but it's got to be another. The East gets the wild card.
Yeah, I think that's the American League is just boring this year because, yeah, like you said, there's really only one wild card spot up for grabs. So it's either going to be the Rays, the Athletics, maybe the Twins, because you got to assume the Indians win the Central. You got to assume the Astros win in the West. So there's really, I mean, it's just who's going to win that second wild card spot is really the only.
Do you think the A's could win the West?
I just can't. I can't see them beating the Astros.
Yeah.
I know they came close last year, and at times it looked like maybe they'd pull it off. But the Astros were just ravaged by injuries.
They were a 97-win team last year. The A's.
They were, yeah. They're not a bad team by any means.
The Rays were a 90-win team.
I know, that's why those are great examples of why the whole playoff system needs to be. I think it should be reevaluated.
I agree.
Because the best teams aren't either making the playoffs at all or out of the playoffs after one game.
I just blow up the divisions. I just don't think it matters anymore. Just do like basketball does. Top 3 teams, quote unquote, get a pass from the wild card games, and then the 4 and the 5 seed play in the wild card game. That's what I would do.
Have they even talked about doing that?
I don't know. Who knows?
Ish. I don't know that it's been talked about officially.
I don't think they'll do anything like that until expansion. Once they add 2 more teams, they'll probably have to reevaluate it anyways because they won't be able to have 5-team divisions anymore.
Is there an advantage of not changing it, or are they just being lazy?
TV money, because your
The rivalries.
Red Sox and Yankees play however many times a year. Cardinals, Cubs, Giants, Dodgers. They'd play less.
Yeah, you'd have to switch to a balanced schedule. So
I don't think you should ever have a division winner or a team that has a better record than a division winner not go to the playoffs.
It's a bad look.
I mean, because, yeah, the Rays had 90 wins last year, and
How many did the Indians have?
I don't know, 80. I'm going to guess 85, 88 maybe.
It's tough to
91, never mind, whatever.
It's tough to tell that division winner, though, that you don't deserve to be in.
Well, in the current format, but if you change the format, they're not a division winner anymore.
So do we think that the Athletics should go before the Indians?
I do. Yeah, why not? Why shouldn't they?
I would say so.
If you had a better season.
The other thing is, by switching up the format, the records are going to change, right? Because you're not going to be playing the same teams the same number of times. So maybe that offsets things a little bit.
Those teams play each other 19 times. That you don't need to play each. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
You can still play each other, but 19 times?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know that the owners would be in favor of it, of getting rid of the division, though.
Is it really bringing in that much more money?
Sure.
Especially Red Sox, Yankees,
I get that one.
Cardinals, Cubs.
I don't enjoy Cardinals Cubs.
You don't enjoy Cardinals Cubs?
No, I really don't at all.
Why?
I would rather the Cubs never play the Cardinals. I don't know why.
Is it like a we're in your head thing, or you just don't?
No, I don't know.
I don't like it when the Cardinals lose.
Maybe it's growing up in St. Louis with all the Cardinals fans giving me crap all the time. I really don't. I just don't enjoy it. It stresses me out.
Does it give you satisfaction when they win, when the Cubs win?
I mean, it always gives me satisfaction when they win, but not probably the kind you're alluding to.
But I mean, like, greater than, like, if they beat the Giants versus beating the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going to be the same amount of happy.
Really? Interesting.
I'm more into rivalries that I don't have any affiliate with.
Yeah, I'm probably more satisfied when they beat the Cubs
Yeah, I for sure feel a little bit.
because it's a full 1 game swing. It's not a half game swing.
I think maybe that's why I just don't enjoy it.
Because so much is riding on it.
Yeah, maybe because I'm cheering for my team. I don't care who they beat. They just need to win.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not looking at the box score like hoping the Cubs lose for the sake of the Cubs losing. I'm hoping the Cubs lose because that benefits the Cardinals in the standings.
Right, and I think a lot of people on both sides and all sides of these rivalries look at it that way, and I don't know. Because, like, people just, they get personal with each other because you're wearing a different shirt.
I mean, if it's baseball season and it's blue, it's an ugly shirt.
Yeah, see, I'm not into rivalries, specifically the Cardinals-Cubs.
Yeah, there were 3 teams in the AL Central last year that had a run differential of 160 or worse in the negative.
It's a bad division. Probably not going to be any better this year.
No, but the White Sox are approaching. They're a year or two away from being pretty darn good.
Yeah, but a lot of their younger guys have not shown like they're ready. Like they have a lot of like super prospects that have kind of fallen off.
Well, they had that kid from St. Louis who got hurt in spring training. I don't know how he's doing now, but he was supposed to be amazing.
And I think like they got Yohan Moncada from the Red Sox in that Chris Sale trade, and I think he has not shown like he's putting it together. They still have time to develop, but
fine. Who wins the World Series?
how about who wins the National and American Leagues? Let's go there first.
All right, fine.
American League, I'd say the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm gonna
go Red Sox again.
Do you think it's Yankees, Red Sox in the ALCS?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, or Astros.
I'm going to say it's a wild card team versus the Yankees in the ALCS. I guess that can't be possible if the
Wouldn't that be the ALDS?
if they're going to win the division. Yeah, they can't.
You think the Yankees have the best record in baseball at the end of the season?
Yeah, I would. That's what I would guess right now.
Yeah, I could see it being the Red Sox again, but I could see it being the Dodgers.
Nah, Dodgers are just never gonna win it.
I don't think they'll win the World Series just because they're the Dodgers, and they can't.
I'm cool with that. I really dislike that.
I'm cool with that too. Who's your NL team
Mine, the
for the World Series?
Cubs. That will never not be my pick. Because if I don't believe it, what's the point of cheering?
It's true. David, who do you think is the NL World Series team?
My heart says the Cardinals, but I'd probably put the Dodgers back there again.
Yeah, I'd go Dodgers or Nationals. I still just can't stop thinking about their pitching.
Does Bryce Harper get booed his first game back in DC, or does he get a standing ovation?
Oh, for sure he gets booed.
Yeah, he gets booed.
I think he gets booed, no question. There'll probably be some that are cheering, but you will not be able to hear them.
Speaking of sports reactions, you guys should check out John Tavares, the hockey player. He went back to the New York Islanders, Nassau Coliseum, and it is the most New York thing that you'll watch for years. He just gets booed and jeered, and every time he touches the puck, they're screaming. It's pretty outstanding. So there's like a picture of him as a kid in like these pajamas, in Maple Leafs pajamas, and so he went to go play for the Maple Leafs because he grew up a Maple Leafs fan. So they're chanting like "It's your bedtime" at the end of the game.
That's pretty funny.
And wear your jammies.
You got to give him credit for that. That's creative.
It's
so did
good.
he? What were the terms that he left the Islanders on then?
I think he left as a free agent. The Islanders were willing to pay him, but he decided to
go with his heart.
Go to the Maple Leafs.
Play for the team you grew up cheering for. I like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can understand as an Islanders fan why you wouldn't be too thrilled with it. But what American League division is this NL Central playing this year?
AL West, Pujols.
That's what I was going to ask. So Pujols is coming back to St. Louis?
For the first time.
He'll get a standing ovation, and it won't be.
Right, which is very funny because if he had come back within the first 5 years, he would have, especially the next year after he left, he would have gotten...
If it was the next year, for sure, he would have gotten booed. I think by 5 years, we would have stood and cheered.
It's amazing what time can do.
It is.
I mean, because they had to put security around his restaurant when he left. That was insane.
Then people were like, oh, we can just stop going.
It's like when people burn all their Nike stuff or burn any jersey when a team leaves. I think that's one of the stupidest things you can do.
Is burn a jersey?
There's no point in that. It doesn't. It makes you look stupid. It makes you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, why? Especially the Nike stuff. You paid good money for that stuff. Why are you burning it? Give it to Goodwill. And don't shop at Nike anymore. It's that easy. You're not proving a point other than you're an idiot.
Strong opinions here on the first episode of Three Run Homies.
These are
Hot takes.
hot takes with hot attitudes.
There's our tagline.
Neither of you said if you agree or disagree with my opinion. You're making me feel self-conscious.
Well, I don't know how I feel because I just had a team leave the Rams.
Did you burn their jersey?
I don't know if they burned their jersey, but I understood people that did.
I get the passion, but I would never do it.
I totally get why people are upset. Absolutely. It just seems the specific of burning of the jersey just seems so dumb to me.
He kind of he torched the city though on his way out. So I think people demonstrating their dislike of his things again, and again, this is coming from someone. I did not burn the jersey. I still have it because I really like the player, so I still don't want to burn the jersey. But
What player did you have?
Isaac Bruce.
Nice.
That's a good point. You're making me want to reel back some of my anger. I still, in no situation is burning anything to prove a point unless it's somebody says matches don't work and then you light the match. I see what you're saying. Absolutely. And I appreciate everybody's passion for and I've been hurt many times when players have left my team.
In many cases, to come play for the Cardinals.
A couple, but those were never, and I don't think it was ever them choosing, like a free agent situation, them choosing to go somewhere else when they could have stayed. I don't know that I've ever had that, actually, that I can remember. Like DeRosa was traded.
Is that the most painful Cubs departure you've ever had?
I think so.
Was that right to the Cardinals?
No, that was to the Indians.
What was more painful, him leaving the Cubs or getting traded to the Cardinals?
Him leaving the Cubs was definitely more painful, but that definitely stung because I had people texting me that left and right as soon as that happened. It's just gosh darn it.
Do those people still text you Mark DeRosa and what he does?
They don't. No.
Charity golf tournament.
Mark DeRosa. When Derek Lee left, I remember that one hurting quite a bit. But again, that was a trade. I remember where I was when that happened. I was actually in Springfield, Missouri.
Where did he go?
Maybe he might have gone to the Braves. I know he ended up on the Pirates.
He didn't play that much longer, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
So first episode, not bad.
Yeah, we got through it.
Hopefully you made it till the end. If you did, there's really no reward except for the episode being over.
I think that's a pretty good reward.
If you made it to the end and you're hungry for more, come back next week.
That's right.
And the week after that, we're just going to keep pumping them out. Write us, tweet us, at 3runhomies, all spelled out.
Tell us what you want to hear.
Yeah, requests. The request line's open.
Give us some feedback. What did you like? What did you hate?
What did you hate even more?
Was there anything you didn't hate?
But be kind. We're sensitive souls.
If you had a 3-Run Homies jersey, would you burn it after listening to this episode?
If we sold 3 Run Homies jerseys, would you buy one just to burn it?
What number would you put on the back of your 3-Run Homies jersey?
They just the name should just be Run Homies, and then the number's always 3.
You're right. I'm stupid.
That's exactly what it would be.
And then just to mess with people, we'd make them fireproof. Well, that I think concludes our first episode.
That was fun.
Thanks for listening, guys.
And girls.
We need a sign off. We never even thought about this. How do we end this?
Good game.
Oh, good game. I like that. Good game, guys.
Good game.
Good game.